You want to know something crazy? I won't even actually get around to doing an apartment tour video that I wanted to do last spring. And it is 2024, and I'm about to move again. I'm thinking about that right now. Anyway, so I wanted to do a video on music that I found last year, and I started to do it, and then I started with This Is Not an Exit by Ill Peach, and the camera like stopped recording without me knowing it. It still looked like it was recording, it was on, so I don't know how I missed that, but I sat there and talked for 30 minutes before I realized nothing was being documented except the audio. So that's why I just uploaded that, because it was like, that was all I had. And I was like, when am I going to get time to actually do this again? Now, in March. So, I hate everything. Don't go to school. Don't. Just don't. A waste of time and money. Well, this is the list that I made. We talked about one of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off this tedious amount of things I want to touch on with briefly going over some cool records that my coworker Claire showed me when I was working with them. This one was so fun because, okay, so like we worked together mostly throughout the summer before they left in like September-ish. So these were good summer bangers, most of them. But Topical Dancer by Charlotte Adidri. I think I'm saying that name wrong. It is French, so probably. But wow. Okay, so this was like, it's classified as like electronica, but it is like electropop dance, and it's really fun. And so the writing for all of it is like super like satirical, and it's like very, what's the word? I don't know, it touches on a lot of things like racism, sexism, and all these things, and kind of like approaching it in a really light way, and it's interesting. I just like it. I just like the concept. I've never seen anyone do anything like that before. Anyway, standout track from that album is It Hit Me. Very good. It's very topical, obviously, given the thing is called Topical Dancer. And it's kind of funny because it's such a fun play of words, because it's like they're dancing around the topics, essentially. And it's a dance record, too. But it's like slightly touching on all these things that, you know, she has to deal with as a person, you know, as a black woman alone. It's just like, there's a lot there. But yeah, very good record. And it's just so good. I have no other words. It was a good summertime, like, album, and it's funny, and it's just light. I love it. Yeah. The next one that we listened to a lot was With a Hammer by Yeji. This one was topically pretty similar, too, in terms of, like, the writing. She talked about, like, it was born out of a place of anger from, like, political and social issues. So, I don't know, it was really good. And just a fun album to work to. We would always put it on, like, during Saturday rushes. And she's going to be at Pitchfork, which is soon. It's like in a couple months or something. I think it's June. I don't know. But I'm going to try to see her there. That'd be fun. I think that was it for the stuff from Clara. They introduced me to a lot of fun stuff, though. But those are the two that I really wanted to mention. But those two are really good records. Definitely worth checking out. Yeah. I'm going to go through some big ones. Just real quick. The Record by Boy Genius was really good. I don't think it was, like, exactly, I don't know. Something did seem a little, like, off about it, but I can't really figure out what, because every song on that record was good. I don't know. I just liked it. I felt very, like, yes, this is good. And then I got to go see them, too, and that was really fun, too. Oh, my God, they are so awesome live. Now, all three of them, I mean, it's like So nice to see them working together. That EP that they first did in like what 2018 or something was so good, and to get more of that was really nice. And I'm not gonna lie, I never actually sat down and listened to the last few songs they did, the EP that followed the album. I probably should do that, but and I know it's probably like a really popular one because it was a lead single. But $20 to this day hits so hard. Yeah, that was a massive record last year. I mean, that was like, in the news. Ocean Boulevard by Lana Del Rey. I think I might actually have to make like a separate video for that at some point because I could genuinely go down the rabbit hole there. It was definitely, it seemed like such like a transparent thing, like looking right into her eyes. It just felt very real and authentic, and it was nice to have that feel of like California kind of creep up back over the music after all the the Midwestern stuff that she was doing. I fucking loved Blue Banisters and Chemtrails. This was just interesting. I liked having that back. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, there's so many different sounds explored on that album too. And then the two, like, she sang over that one piano track, Paris. And then I think the Tommy Genesis one on Peppers was a sample. I don't think, maybe it was just featuring them. I'm not sure. But that record just like, I just feel like she never ceases to amaze me. She's always breaking some sort of expectation. You think, she's put a lot of music out. It's been over a decade. You think that you would start to there would be some aspects of like repetition or anything, but no. And she never reinvents herself either. It's just her continuously polishing her craft, and it's just like, how are you still capable of doing such a remarkable job? That's just a really good record. I am very, very, very biased towards that one. Another big one from that spring, around when Ocean Boulevard was put out, was This Is Why by Paramore, and that was so good. As someone who's never actually really like gotten into Paramore, that was such a good record. I mean, holy crap, that was like one of my top records of the year. And to have them get like nominated at the Grammys too was really awesome. Although I think I got nominated for something that didn't really fit into. I don't remember. I remember Chris and I were talking about that. We were like, but still glad they won. Although the Grammys are a joke anyway, but still, it was just nice to get some recognition for that. That was such a good record. Again, also very like touching on like political and social issues and like anger and frustration. I feel like there's just a lot of music about that now because everyone hates everything, rightfully so. The Loveliest Time by Carly Rae Jepsen was the soundtrack for like my summer, I swear to God. That was so good. So good. I mean, wow, Carly Rae Jepsen's put a lot of stuff out. Obviously all of it's obviously very pop, but it's got like a wittiness or something to it. It's just her, And The Loveliest Time, the production on this record is so good. I mean, I just felt like there was some really cool sounds that I just really gravitated towards. And obviously her voice and writing is always going to be good. It's really interesting to see how she, she's done stuff in the past, like rewriting a song with all the same words, putting them in different order and singing them differently, essentially. What songs were that? It was Stay Away and the one before it. But she's just really good at making pop music. And she's also good at not making everything sound the same. I feel like that's such a thing that we always see, is just like you end up just clumping a bunch of pop music together because it just all sounds the same. It's all radio pop, it's all just like Katy Perry or whatever, from like the 2000s. But I don't know, she's got real substance to her music that not a lot of other like super radio type people have. I saw her the summer too, days after The Loveliest Time came out, and that was very fulfilling. I was so excited. I was like, I hope to God she plays some from that, and she did. And my little twink self was satisfied. Okay, another couple big ones. Red Moon and Venus, and then Mañana Será Bonito. I think I said that wrong because I suck at Spanish. But the Karol G record and then the Kali Uchis one. Holy crap. I mean, I love Kali Uchis, and that's thanks to Paige for, like, introducing me to her, like, maybe, like, last year or something. But that one was another one that Kara and I played, but Paige, you know, and I were, like, very into that. That record is so, like, badass and so, like, powerful. I just don't. It really felt like a real, like, it was just a real glorious sequel to Isolation. That is all I will say. I really enjoy how she has been making, like, well, all of her music is so bilingual, and that's what's so impressive, is she's writing in both languages and, like, using them, like, efficiently in songwriting. Like, I don't know how to, I mean, that's, as someone who can barely speak one language, that's pretty impressive. Omar Apollo obviously does that too, and there's a lot of other Latin American artists that do that. But she just does it with such glamour, and her voice is like a god. I mean, I just don't know what anyone else could ask for. She is a literal goddess, and it shows through that album. And then this came out this February, so I'm not going to talk about it. But the last Kali Uchis record was also really good too. I definitely like that. Like, that, like, made the news, like, for real. Like, yeah. But Red Moon and Venus, 10 out of 10 for me. I love it. Oh my god. Yeah. Hasta Cuando was one of my favorites on the album, I think. And also the one with Omar. I love a Kelly and Omar collab. I hope they never stop doing that. I swear they've done it in almost every single record. Like, icons. And then the Karol G one, really good too. Oh my god. Both the first part and then the second part of that project, very good. Another one that we were bumping every Saturday at work. Yeah. I need to learn Spanish because this was kind of big. Call Me If You Get Lost at Estate Sale, those extra tracks from Tyler, the Creator. I love Tyler. That was really nice. I liked all of those tracks. Dogtooth. And Sorry Not Sorry, the music video for that. He is a creative mastermind. I don't think a lot of people really come close to his level of just people who are really multifaceted and can create, like, really, really interesting things on a very detailed level and different forms of it. Like, wow. I don't know. And especially because, you know, he's such a good composer too. It just, it shows in all of his stuff. And it's like, you know, I definitely noticed on that record, there was a lot of times where, like, I remembered sounds from previous records, but it's just, like, the way he uses them differently, and the production itself is just satisfying. Like, when it comes down to, like, the literal science of, like, sound waves hitting your brain or whatever, like, it just is good, and I don't know how to describe it. And obviously, his writing will always be, like, top tier. I mean, he is, like, one of the most important people in, like, music in my generation, I feel. I mean, along with a lot of the other people I'm talking about today, but I mean, like, he is really something else. I want to talk about this one a lot, I mean, already, just because it was one of my favorites from last year, but getting to talk about this now is really exciting, too, given what happened this weekend. Penny by Chloe George is a really good debut EP. I mean, like, she was doing, like, songwriting for, I don't remember what it was called, but she was doing songwriting for a group. And, but I feel like we all love the pipeline of like songwriter who like starts doing their own stuff, you know, like singer, because well, essentially like we all love singer songwriting music. I mean, I do at least. Maybe I'm not speaking for everyone, but when the person that you're listening to is like that's like their thoughts, you know, and I understand having co-writers and stuff or whatever, but like when it's like their concept, you know, it just you connect with it more. That's all. Like I don't know. It's just something more special and sincere about it, I feel. But that EP is so good. I mean, okay, so I first was introduced to it when the extended version came out, which had the single When Does It Get Good? Very good. I mean, the track was very good. That's also the name of the song, but you get what I'm saying. And then from there, I kind of was like, oh my god, this is really good. I need to listen to all of this right now. And apparently, she like got some traction for like doing a cover of like Ghost Town, I think, by Kanye West or something, like way back in the day. But yeah. Anyway, this was like definitely like this was one of my top records. Like I sat through and looked at all of, like the stuff I listened to last year. This was up there. This was like definitely like a soundtrack for like I feel like that my life between like August and like October kind of period. Oh man, so good. The writing is just the writing's a little heavy, but like her voice beautiful. And then the production for this is just I asked her you know, if like because I know a lot of like singer-songwriters will like do the production nowadays, I feel. You know, and she said she was like working with some really cool people, and yeah, I don't know, that is a really good EP. Another favorite track of mine is the title track, Penny. That is just so good. I don't know how to explain to you, but I'm just telling you, just listen to it, please. Like, that is all. And I didn't know until I saw her Saturday that there was even another EP out, because I've just kind of been living under a rock. I don't know. And that is also really good. That came out 2 weeks ago? Very recently. So, yeah, so she was on tour with Arlo Parks. And I've been, like, dying with school and everything. I have definitely not been okay. Mentally, physically, any of the above. Like, I've been a fucking wreck. So, I was working a double, opening in Avondale and then closing in Pilsen at a different cafe than the one I work at. And it was very fortunate, actually, because this was Saturday, and this was the day I was going to see Arlo Parks and Chloe George at Talia Hall. I bought the ticket just for Chloe George. I don't know much of Arlo's music, but after the show, I definitely am into Arlo. Like, I will be listening more. But Arlo actually came in to get coffee, and the manager was like talking to me, and I was just looking behind him, like, and I didn't say anything because by the time I actually like got to step away, they were gone. So I was just like, okay, hello, okay. So I just decided to go sit outside Talia Hall, and wait for the show. So I did that. I met some really cool people there. They were very, very, very nice. It was fun to hang out with them. And we eventually met some of the people doing like the production and tour stuff, because the tour bus was right outside. And we were talking to them for a little bit. And I actually got to go meet Chloe, which was really nice. And first of all, she is a literal angel. Like, that is all. I have nothing else to say there. Like, so sweet, so nice, so kind. And that was awesome. And then I got to see her, and this, I'll put like a little clip, like. Your name ringing like a school bell is permission for the feelings that I haven't felt, 'cause I miss you still. It was a very good show. I mean, I wish I could have like seen more, you know. Oh man. It was so nice to see some of those tracks live, though. It just, I don't know. And, you know, the sound at Talia Hall is just so good that you really get immersed into it. And obviously, because I was one of three people online for a good hour, I was right front and center and just got to be totally immersed in it. And it was a really good show. And despite not, like, I literally haven't slept over, like, 4 hours in, like, 4 or 5 days at this point. Like, I'm genuinely, like, falling apart at the seams. So this was, like, a real, like, grounding experience to be like, I'm human, I'm a person. And then obviously I was, like, so into those tracks from the new EP. I mean, I listened to a little bit at work before, but I was very into the new tracks from the new EP. My Nature, she ended on that one, and that was just, like, a little bit of, like, astral projection, just, like, very good, very good. All of it. All of the above. Yeah, and then seeing Arlo was awesome too. I mean, wow. Just what a good show. Like, I needed that on so many levels. Like, live music is so therapeutic and cathartic for me. Like, if I didn't do anything like that, like, for like a month or something, I think I would actually, like, spontaneously combust or just die somehow. So, definitely glad I had that. Anyway, camera's gonna die here, so I really gotta speed this shit up. Dope Girl Chronicles by Phil Medic. I love Phil Medic. That was someone else that I always go try to see whenever he's in the city. I was introduced to him back with Floral Prince in like 2020 or wherever that was. And I've just been obsessed with him ever since. He does a lot of folk. His new record before Dope Girl Chronicles, which was also last year, I think. Yeah, he put out 3 records last year. One for Paper Rose Haiku, which is kind of like his like trap project. Anyway, his new record explored a lot more like studio sounding like synth stuff, and you know his music has always had a very like DIY feel to it, so that was really interesting to hear that applied. And then also the 2022 record, Grow Your Hair Long If You Want to See Something That Can Change, was also, I felt like a little more like polished production and stuff, which is really interesting to hear and really good. That record is my favorite to this day. I told him how much I loved it and that like I felt every word of it on a personal level, and he said, I'm sorry you relate to it. I mean, shit, me too. Anyway, Dope Girl Chronicles, the joke about that is 7 years ago at a show, he did Do a Little Dope, the song, live at the show, which eventually was, the live version of that was on Songs from the Sunroom. Okay, anyway, and after that he was like, that's from my upcoming album, like Dope Girl Chronicles coming out in 2023. I don't think he really intended on that at the moment, but he actually followed through and did it for the bit, essentially. Imagine making an entire record for the bit. Very good. Really good. I love it. And then we actually got a studio version of Do a Little Dope, because that never really existed before, so that was cool. QWERTY. It's probably the best way to say that. By Saya Gray. I love Saya Gray. One of the best alternative artists ever. Signed a Dirty Hit. I'm very excited to see what the future holds. She's only got one record out, and it is phenomenal. This was an EP, QWERTY. So good. I mean, it's very, like, out there in terms of alternative stuff, and I just, sometimes it's just really, it just hits really hard, and the production is so good, too. I hate to say it, I'm a whore for good production. Oh, Fawn by OK Cool. I love OK Cool. Okay, they were fun to go see live too. I saw them at Lincoln Hall. Yeah, Fawn was really good. They like are kind of like on the indie rock scene. I actually found out about them through a friend who was friends with the 2 girls. They were all in a different band together, and then they split off to do OK Cool. And so I was like, oh, we're mutual friends. I better go check them out. And very good. And I got to talk to them after the show. They're so sweet, so nice. I got a bag. This is OK Cool on it. Gotta rep the brand. Sucker by Ian Sweet. That was really good. That was full length. I found out through them through Ill Peach, because they redid the track Gum Which, like, how do you make a perfect song even, like, more fun and, like, good? Like, you don't, like, you didn't ruin it, you know? It's still, like, if anything, it's, like, almost better. Um, yeah, so that was a good record. That's definitely on, like, the indie alt scene of things. Indie pop, maybe. Um, Grace Vanderwall put out a couple singles throughout the year that were all really good. I just want to touch on those because they were all good, all of them. I am so sad that she doesn't do more, you know. But all of them are good. I mean, she's like still so talented. If anything, I cannot believe that she's my age practically, and maybe a year younger. I'm not entirely sure, but watching her like grow up with me, and it's like holy crap, like I can't believe everything that happened with her getting massively famous and winning that show or whatever. It was in like 2013 or whatever. I mean, that was ages ago. Um, yeah. Anyways, her singles were very good. She's so talented. I mean, I just think that she is. Her voice is so good, and her writing is good. And I was obsessed with the EP she put out in 2019, Letters Volume 1. Wow. I mean, I just think that there's like serious potential with her, so I'm really hoping she does more, but also like I totally understand if you don't want to. Roach by Mia Falik. This is someone that my friend told me about for a long time, like a lot. Like, and I was like, I'll check them out, and I never actually got to it. And then I went to go see her live, and I was just like, it was a good show. It was a really good show. And she was sick, and it was a good show. And record, very good. I love it. 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 And I love her. I mean, wow. And then, like, Namdi was there, like, doing bass for her. And I was like, I didn't notice till halfway throughout the show because no one said anything until, like, the very end. But for those of you who don't know, he's like, a Chicago, like, legend. Anyway. I Miss You Already and I Haven't Left Yet. Delwater Gap. Delwater Gap is another, like, like, very good. That was just really good. I really like that album. I went to go see him on Halloween, and that was a really fun show. I really don't know how to describe his like his style or anything, but it's just it's giving like the indie sleaze type thing, you know, and I love it. And he is so hot. Carpe by Cautious Clay. I love Cautious Clay. He's probably one of my favorite artists of all time. Everything that he puts out is just like marvelous. It's impossible for him to make bad music. I mean, I also found out that Cold War from him was sampled on a Taylor Swift track, and I didn't know that for a while. I thought that was interesting. A little tidbit. Portrait of a Dog by Jonah Yano. This record is definitely like pretty jazzy. I like it. Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. Damn. Damn. I'm literally recording the rest of this on here because my camera just died. I'll just wrap it up. Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. Really good. She is going to break the world. She already has. I can't look at my list now because I'm on my phone, so I guess I'll just wrap this up. There's a couple other ones, but those are probably the most important ones, really. I probably did forget an important one or something, but I got things to do. Anyway, this was the thing that I said I would make, so I made it. That is all.